Hi, I'm Brittany Murphy from Geeks of Color. How are you today?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm great. So my first question for you is when I watched the film, I thought that Noodle specifically was super relatable. So when you were playing the character, was there anything that you either learned about yourself while portraying her or even just similarities that you noticed?
We definitely have a couple of similarities. Well, we're both very observant and we like to sit back and watch. And I'd say I'm very strong. We're both very strong people. But the only thing that's kind of different from her, she has a lot of confidence. I'm not a big person with confidence, but I think I really learned from her being a little bit more confident. But one thing about my character is that when I started filming, I had to step into that role of being no, like not love. Like that's the whole thing that Noodle, like that's all Noodle wants. Is she wants love. And that's what she doesn't have. And so I had to step into that like kind of role of having to feel like that. So that was a bit challenging. So I one of the movies that I watched was Annie to kind of get into that like, sense of humor.
For sure.
Yeah.
And when you first got the call, like, many people audition and that you were going to play Noodle, what was that like for you and what was your first reaction?
It was so incredible. I was in my room with my mom when the director called me himself, and we thought that he was gonna say like we can come back to England. He was saying some. We thought he was gonna say something about I don't know. We thought he was just gonna go on and on about different things, but he would cut straight to the chase. And he said, we want you to play Noodle, and me and my mom were just jumping up and down and screaming to the top of our lungs. Lungs. Yeah.
Amazing. And so obviously there's so many great scenes throughout the film. Was there one in particular, or maybe even two for you that you thought like you really enjoyed filming those scenes?
I loved filming the scenes in the chocolate shop with Willie. That was one of my favorites. And the Scrub House workers, that's one of my favorite scenes to film. That that set was the most colorful out of all of the sets for me, for my character. Because I was Noodle, so I was in the wash house where everything was ragged and everything was dull. And then I step onto the set where it's just beautiful and everything looks edible and everything's just it was incredible. But another scene that I also loved filming was the scene where me and Timmy and the scrub house workers are all talking through little rails like we're in jail. That was definitely one of my favorite scenes to film because we were all together, the whole scrub house gang. We were all talking to each other. We had so much fun. I remember we went into a room and practiced all the lines together, and it was very, very fun.
And obviously the movie's a musical, so would you like to do another musical again? Did you feel any nervousness doing a musical?
Oh yeah, I'd love to do a musical again. That was my first time even singing in a movie, so that was already nerve-wracking. And then it having to be, I mean, like, of course, singing in the shower, it's different than singing in a recording studio and you have to have your voice a certain way. The good thing about doing it in a studio instead of like doing it on stage is that you get to do it over and over and over again and get your voice right and like that. But I was only 12. So I was just like, I was very, very nervous of being able to having this, first of all, sing in front of people because that's one of the other things that I struggle with is singing in front of people and because like singing is kind of like being vulnerable in front of people. Like you're like singing your soul out. So it's like, yeah.
Sure. And my last question for you, for anyone who hasn't seen the movie yet because they are waiting for it to be available on DVD and Blu-ray, what do you hope that these new audiences watching it get from the movie?
Definitely the message of never letting anyone steal your dreams because that is exactly the message that Paul and Simon and even Roald Dahl wanted to bring to this film. Yeah, it's definitely what everybody should take away from it. Never let anybody steal your dreams. Your dreams matter, and you don't have to let anybody stand in your way. Like this is my dream. I'm doing this. I mean, like that's definitely a good message.
For sure. Thank you so much for your time and congratulations on the movie. You're so great in the role.
Thank you.